In this video, I want to talk about how to prevent being scammed by scammers. Well, as you all know, there's scammers everywhere now these days, and scammers are constantly changing and evolving, and the amount of scammers in this world is constantly increasing. And as a person with autism, you might be worried, hey, am I going to get scammed? There's probably times where will share times where you've been scammed and you've been frustrated. Well, if you have autism or if you don't have autism, it really doesn't matter. Everybody gets scammed. And the reason is because scammers are constantly thinking of new ways to trap people in so they can sell what they need to sell so they can benefit. How to prevent being scammed by scammers? Well, I want to briefly talk about different types of scammers that are happening these days. Also, again, keep in mind that it may not apply tomorrow, but there'll be new scammers tomorrow. But some of the scammers that have been going on lately as of year 2022 is there's a lot of credit card scammers. There's relationship scammers where if people are looking for relationships, there's people that will pretend to be interested in you and actually say they'll be your partner, but then we'll talk about being in a desperate situation and then ask you to lend them some money and then all of a sudden take your money and run. There's scammers on Facebook. There's people that will message you on Facebook that will act like your friend and will even use your friend's profile and then try to scam you that way. There's also job scam. You might fill out an application and have a scammer call you. There's a lot of illegitimate companies out there that literally will hire people and then scam people, such as multi-level marketing and pyramid schemes. Specifically pyramid schemes. Some multi-level marketing, they're like pyramid schemes, but they're a little bit different. Sometimes some multi-level marketing schemes you can make money, but some are scams. But pyramid schemes are always scams, where the structure of the pyramid is all the people on the bottom will make the person on the top profit the most, whereas the people on the bottom of the pyramid pretty much lose money as well as a lot of time. One way to help avoid being scammed, and this is a pretty obvious one, but it's worth mentioning, is do not give out your personal information. You will most likely get a telemarketer call you or someone call you out of the blue or someone message you on Facebook that will ask you for your personal information. They may likely say that you owe them money or claim to be a government official. Do not give them your personal information. If anybody asks you for your credit card or your social security number, never give them your information. Or likewise, if you're on social media and you suddenly have someone message you and then ask for your password, never give out your password or any kind of personal account information. Now that that's out of the way, another thing to keep in mind is that scammers will also make you feel like you're in an urgent situation. Scammers will always make it seem urgent. Like what I was talking about before, when a scammer wants you to give your credit card information, they will always make it seem urgent. This is the trap that people will fall into. The sense of urgency will increase the chances of people not thinking rationally and then give those people their personal information or money. Keep in mind, illegitimate companies will not make it urgent. Legitimate companies will give you time to do your own research, will give you time to think. They won't rush you. They won't give that sense of urgency. The third thing you can do to avoid being scammed is do your research. Research different types of scammers out there. Go on Google, learn about the different kinds of scammers that are going on right now so you can familiarize yourself with the different scammers. So if you see one, you'll already be prepared and then be on guard and not to get scammed by them. I would recommend watching the YouTube channel Atomic Shrimp. He's an example of a great scammer that will talk about different scams and even exploit different scammers. There's also other YouTubers too that are really great. They'll actually talk to scammers on the phone and exploit them again, and it's actually a lot of fun to watch. I recommend watching them, but you'll learn a lot at the same time, like how they operate and the different types of scammers that are out there. They have a lot of these YouTubers will have videos of all different kinds of scammers too, so you can familiarize yourself that way. The next thing to keep in mind is kind of related to the point that I talked about, is when you get a company that contacts you and asks you to do something, again, it's important to do your research on that specific company. If you get a job offer and you're not sure if that company is legitimate, do your own research. Just Google the company name. You almost always will find information about other people's experiences on dealing with that company. And now I want to close by saying, again, scammers are always changing, and there's always new scammers that are coming out here. If you're watching this video in 2022, there'll be new scammers the next year. If you're watching this video in 2026, there'll be completely different scammers, and you'll be like, wow, I remember those scammers from back in 2022. It's constantly changing. Also, always do your research, because again, the scammers are always changing, and there's new information out there, so it's always good to keep up to date on the research. Now I want to end by saying that if you feel overly confident about not getting scammed, then you'll most likely be scammed. Just always be on guard. Always know that scammers will always find a new way to try to get you. Well, I hope this is helpful. Thanks for watching.